Welcome back to Swiss's Corner, everybody. We're diving right back into Tavern Keeper, picking up exactly where we left off. Today's goal is pretty simple, trying to figure out how to get that 1-star rating and what we need to do it. Let's get to work, folks. So the first thing we're going to do is finish setting up our bar. We already have the 1 tap and the 1 counter, but we want a 2nd tap with the bar counter itself. This way we can be serving 2 different drinks at one time to our customers. Once we get that set up and in place, we immediately have a new story event.
A scruffy young man with a friendly face and ink-stained hands peers around the tap room. He scratches some notes on a scroll with a tattered quill, then sidles up to the bar and flashes an ingratiating smile. Hello! Would you happen to be the owner of this tavern? The name's Jefferson, ace reporter. I'm looking for front-page material for our next Gazette, and I was hoping to ask you about your tavern. On the record, of course.
My tavern is definitely hot news. We just opened.
Really? A wave of relief washes over his face, but he squashes it quickly. That is to say, I knew I'd get the scoop. Let's see here. He chews the tip of his quill and scans over his scroll with a furrowed brow. Right. As everybody knows, this tavern has been vacant ever since the previous owner sank in a freak quicksand accident years ago. How do you come to own the place?
I won it in a card game. Some weird guy showed up and, well, he said he didn't have the coins, but he had the deed to this place, and he bet it. I won with a full house.
I like it. That adds a bit of intrigue to the piece. The readers will be eager to see if that goes awry in unsettling and ironic ways. Did this mysterious stranger have glowing eyes? No, don't tell me. Jefferson scribbles rapidly. The important thing is, you've got the doors open. What's your business strategy going forward?
Honestly, I really don't have any idea. I was just playing a card game. I wasn't expecting to be a tavern owner, but here we are.
Jefferson gives you an uneasy look, but scribbles down your answer. I appreciate the candor, but I feel kind of bad here. Again, we are on the record for an interview, for a newspaper. Apparently, having exhausted his line of questioning, he rolls the parchment closed. Well, that's all I have. Thanks for your time. I'll be off. This story isn't going to write itself. That's the job of an ace reporter. Jefferson stuffs the scroll into his jerkin, dramatically raising his quill and waving it above his head. To the presses!
Okay. That was actually pretty exciting. We just had our first real story moment. Wonder what it's going to have for us later on. Can't wait to read the article. With some time in the night yet, we decided to go ahead and add a dartboard to our tavern. This helps with the atmosphere and makes it a little more fun for our patrons while they're here. Plus, we needed to make our 1-star rating. Once we have that in place, we settle in for the night and wait for the morning. And in the next morning, here it is, our very first news article in the Bayou Chronicle. Grand opening, new tavern in River Bottom. Though most things in River Bottom are sinking into the muck, one business is on the rise. An abandoned building in Bog Crossing got a new lease on life, with a grand opening of the hottest and the only tavern in town. This is awesome for us. Hopefully it draws us more customers. I think my favorite thing about this, though, is the attention to detail again. The folks here at Green Heart Games have done an amazing job with their attention to detail and really don't waste anything here. I love the extra storylines at the bottom. I mean, local man claiming to speak to frogs breaks silence. Did he croak?
Well, Now your story is out there. People across the land may be reading all about you as we speak. Exciting. Intrusive.
My bad jokes aside, the traveling merchant made it to us that morning, and we went ahead and purchased another beverage from him for us to sell.
Our drinks have earned a 1-star rating.
And as soon as we hook it up to the tap, we find out our drinks have earned a 1-star rating, and we have earned our 1 star. There it is, our first 1-star rating. We are officially barely legitimate. We open the jumping box and we retrieve our star.
A 1-star rating. Already you're rising in the world. I'm sure the guild doesn't give those out to just anybody.
We also receive another letter from the guild. This letter informs us that we have got our 1-star rating. It also lets us know that we should look into buying some food.
We should find a variety of shops on the map. They can deliver what we need.
So naturally, we head straight to Stillwater Market on the map, and we buy our first food inventory. It ends up being, well, rats and trail rations. A balanced diet if you don't ask too many questions, I'm sure. Once we've purchased it, we receive yet another letter from the guild. And this time it tells us we are approved for a loan to build a kitchen, which means the tavern is about to get delicious.
Becoming stuck in the gears of the guild's protocol machine isn't all bad. A little extra gold in your purse can take you a long way.
Once we build the kitchen and get it fully set up, we go ahead and hire a second employee. After all, this way we can have one serving drinks while the other one is cooking the food.
As your tavern grows, so must your payroll. With the second employee, your business has evolved from a dubious shack to a reputable service establishment.
Speaking of cooking food, also with the kitchen set up, we need to create our first recipe. The grilled skewer, also known as rat on a stick. I'm sure our patrons will love it.
Not the finest cuisine, but it's a start, and it keeps the novice adventurers busy. Order up.
Now we wait for an order. Hope everyone is hungry.
But before we get a chance to do any real adding on, we have yet another storybook moment.
What have we here? A tavern of this caliber must have the tastiest brews in River Bottom. A stout man in a stained apron stomps up to the bar. His bushy grey eyebrows obscure his eyes, but do nothing to soften the voice reverberating from his broad-barreled chest. He seems human, but you'd swear from his stride that he has some dwarf in his lineage somewhere. It's a great pleasure to meet you. The name's... His brow furrows. Joe. The name's Joe. Joe Town Guy.
That's your real name? Joe Town Guy?
It surely was last time I checked. He chortles good-naturedly, laughing it off, but surreptitiously wipes a bit of sweat from his brow. Yes, indeed. The name is Joe Townman, as sure as swamp rats are damp. That isn't important, though. What's important is your selection of beverages.
Fine. What can I get for you, Mr. Townman?
Joe licks his lips as he surveys your tap setup. He's only a head and a half taller than the bar itself, so he gets a good close look.
I'll have a mug of whatever you have on the tap, please and thank you.
You fill a mug and slide it across the bar. He takes a deep swig, then promptly chokes and spits it across the surface of the bar.
Hey! Don't spit on my bar. What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with me? What's wrong with your beverage selection? You serve this swill to customers?
Mr. Town Guy shakes his head, eyebrows swaying.
But I don't blame you. I blame that merchant in his little boat. If only there was somewhere nearby you could go to buy proper drinks.
He reaches up very slowly and slides a map onto the countertop.
Somewhere that won the Golden Toad Award 7 years running.
Something tells me you know exactly the place.
Oh no, I don't know much about that sort of thing. I'm just a regular farmer, maybe.
Actually, Joe absently takes a sip of his drink and smacks his lips thoughtfully. You notice he doesn't spit it out.
By crockery, how could I ever forget Moss Barrel Brewery? Joe Moss Barrel brews the finest drinks in Riverbottom, or my name isn't Tom Joe Guy.
It isn't, sir. You've changed your name like 3 times already.
His brow furrows as he thinks back over the conversation.
No, I don't. Surely you're mistaken. Who would I be if not Tim Jobman?
First, you were Joe Town Guy. Then you were Tom Joman.
You try to recite the names back, but can't quite remember them all, and it just sounds like you're rambling. He waves you off.
You're obviously confused. Common affliction with your generation. Tell you what, here, this will make it simple for you.
Joe pushes the map on the counter your direction.
Just follow this map to Moss Barrel Brewery and they'll fix you up. I hear Joe Moss Barrel looks a lot like me, so don't be alarmed when you see me there. I mean, him.
You sigh and take the map.
And with that, we've apparently met a new supplier. Which should be cool. Joe, Tom, whatever his name is, I'm sure they'll be great.
Aha! That was a mote of chaos striking. Always a hazard in stories burdened by free will, I'm afraid.
And that's going to wrap it up for us here on episode 2. So here's the plan moving forward. Now that we've officially learned the systems and we understand the flow, next time we're going to start fresh. No tutorial. We'll be building this tavern the right way from day one, because, well, I made mistakes here along the way. So thank you for hanging out with me today in Swiss's Corner, and if you enjoyed this one, tag that like button. And I'll catch you on my next shift behind the tavern.